Prosecutors and defense attorneys were in federal court today for the last hearing before former Memphis police officers stand federal trial for the beating death of Tyre Nichols. It's a trial that's putting national attention on Memphis. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Pepper Baker. Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith are accused of violating Nichols' civil rights. Today, both the prosecution and defense went before the federal judge to iron out some details before the federal trial begins. ABC 24's Scott Mattis was in court today. Scott, what can we expect for the first week of the federal trial?
Hey, good evening to you, Pepper. We're learning a lot today, and with just a few days until jury selection begins, we've learned that 200 or more jurors could be interviewed during jury selection.
I think Memphis is ready to have some closure in this matter.
And that closure begins Monday morning as the federal trial against the defendants starts. Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith are charged with and have all pleaded not guilty to 2 federal counts of civil rights violations: conspiracy to tamper with evidence and obstruction of justice. Criminal defense attorney Claiborne Ferguson tells me the rejection of a change of venue will likely play a key role as the trial begins.
It would be very difficult to find anybody in this area that doesn't know something about this case and hasn't formed an opinion as to the guilt or innocence of these officers.
ABC 24 News discovered Friday morning federal prosecutors filed their notice of intent to introduce digital evidence extracted from Demetrius Haley's cell phone, and that prosecutors plan to show at least 14 videos recorded during the beating of Tyre Nichols. While attorneys for the defendants worry only biased snippets of those videos will be shown. They say they want the complete video to be shown to the jury. We also discovered Memphis Police Academy trainers serving as expert witnesses will be brought to the stand to testify. The defendants' attorneys want the opportunity to interview those experts during the trial to determine if they qualify as experts, while the prosecution claims that the deadline for this motion has already passed. The defendants' attorneys want the opportunity to interview those experts during the trial to determine if they qualify as experts, while the prosecution claims that the deadline for this motion has already passed. And because video of the incident will likely be used as evidence against the 3 officers, and experts will be allowed to testify about MPD's use of force policy, Ferguson tells me there is a very real possibility that the defendants' supervisors could actually testify against them.
That would be devastating testimony if MPD comes in and says that activity, those actions were outside the course and scope of their training.
Another point of contention in downtown Memphis at federal court this morning, there was there was an argument over the government witness list, I should say. Attorneys for the defendants say they did not have access to the prosecutor's entire witness list. Today, those state prosecutors agreed to actually share that list. We'll stay on top of this story for you, so please stay with us. Pepper?
Lots more to come from this, Scott. Thank you.